Well, your tagline is "You will brand everything." Is that true?
Our name says it all. We brand everything. Yeah.
Have you branded a sex toy? So from 500 quid to 24 million. It's crazy.
If I start the month in debt, they ain't got a clue. They think stress have locked in a deal. Well, guess what? You've got people's careers, houses, mortgages, kids have been coming on. It changes your whole life.
Have you been to Warrington before, Paul?
Have I been to Warrington?
Yeah, I was thinking you're missing out on all the scenery.
One of my biggest regrets there, I didn't bring my sunglasses, to be honest. Yeah, because it is a very sunny place. Yeah. What's the nightclub?
Sassy's always.
The big one got pulled down.
You know what? I might even get a hotel tonight then. It sounds good. I've been thinking, Mike. I really want to sponsor the podcast. Are you interested?
I don't think it's going to work, Paul, to be honest. You told me it was going to be subtle branding. How the fuck am I going to get an ice scraper in during summer? I don't even think that's renewable plastic, is it? Today on the Not Another Dickhead with a podcast, we have got Paul Rowlett, successful entrepreneur and CEO of multi-million-pound everything branded. So welcome to the show, Paul.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Now, I take the piss out of bullshit backstories.
Yeah, okay.
But you've actually got a backstory that is almost unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, mine's, well, I've been sofa surfing to, I've been through it all, to be honest. But yeah.
So how did it start? How did you start on this journey to where you are now then?
My journey was left school, kicked out of school, no qualifications. They called it early study leave.
Yeah.
Expelled.
Yeah.
I weren't academic anyway, to be honest.
Were you not an entrepreneur in school, selling chocolate or something?
Yeah. No, I had, I do. I used to sell knocked off clothes, not stolen, just fake Ralph Lauren and all that. I used to sell that at lunchtime and had a tuck shop and stuff like that. I left school, I started window cleaning, to be honest, a bit of cash in hand, and it kind of evolved from there. So I was always interested in business. Dad used to take me down tip, get an old bike, do it up, sell it, car boots, all that kind of thing, buying and selling. Anyway, I had a career path in the Royal Navy, joined the Royal Navy. Did time in conflict, but I'm just never going to last in the Navy. I'll just, the thing is, bad pay, I can't take direction. That's why, I've lost a few jobs since then, and I chose to leave the Navy. So
what? It just didn't suit how you like
it wasn't,
to work.
It wasn't
too
thing
structured.
Is, yeah, and it was, I was getting paid to, when you're asked to mop the floor of the same room 4 times in a day because there's no other work for you because you're alongside and not at sea. It's like, what's the point? I didn't understand that. Can't we do something proactive?
Yeah.
So I never really embraced the Navy. Obviously, massive respect to the forces because I did my time and it's the thing everyone should do. I think national service should come back, to be honest. Yeah. It's not a bad thing. I learned how to wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
how long were you in for?
Just under 5 years.
Yeah. Where did you go? You said, what was it, Falklands you went to with the Navy?
No, Falklands?
Yeah,
I'm 39, man. Come on.
I thought you were 49.
Nah.
So where did you go?
Went to school Scandinavia, Mediterranean, I was into Iraq, Kuwait. So I was in 2003, I was in Optelic. So I was at war basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually on shift when the war happened. I was in communications and I actually had to wake the ship up. It was quite exciting.
Fire the nuclear weapons!
Scary, exciting, whatever,
What to say there's a war on?
I've just given the order to fire the nuclear weapons. I've just unleashed Armageddon.
Well, yeah, because it's, it's the kind of thing you see in the movies and, things are going off at sea, got planes taken off. But ultimately, it worked for me long term. I always wanted to do something where I can kind of be my own boss, I suppose.
Yeah.
I was never going to be a captain, trust me.
Weren't you?
Never.
No. But you're captaining your own ship now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose.
Even when you're captain in the army, though, you are really playing someone else's rules. You don't really get to make your own decisions, do you?
No.
Like the army, the navy, any military role.
No, and the thing is, when you've got leaders that haven't got a clue what they're talking about, it's kind of, it's hard, isn't it, to take direction of someone you don't respect.
So when you said you left with no qualifications, none at all?
1 C in GCSE, sociology.
Sociology?
Yeah. Look, I weren't academic, and I got X's in most of it because I didn't turn up, so I got X. To this day, I still don't know what I got in maths because I never opened the actual paperwork. Yeah. I haven't got a clue. But I do, I don't think, I wasn't academic. I don't know, were you academic?
I did all right at school.
All right.
I did all right. I mean, it wasn't all A stars or whatever, but so I got 6 Bs, 3 Cs from GCSEs.
Oh, so you're a genius then compared to me?
Not really. I dossed about, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I had 53% attendance at Gruber College. So
I mean, I turned up and I was like average for my class, but 53% attendance.
The thing is, you get in there, you get in the school, and you see like everyone's in the breakout area, and you think, actually, I'll just chill out. I've got a bit of a bit of time before lessons, so. Yeah, just weren't academic. Didn't really. I weren't a bad kid. I weren't. Yeah, just a bit naughty, So.
So what then made you? So you left the Navy. Did you have anywhere to live?
Yeah. So did my time. Got a bit of resettlement after I left. Worked for an engineering company, stripping out cinemas. Most totally random, but it was to do with. To do with like rigging and stuff. Anyway, they went bust straight away. Company in Ashby Magna in Leicestershire. So I was on my arse. So I ended up working in security, like sitting at a desk, eating chocolate, watching shitty films. And then a friend of mine who actually now works for the company as a sales trainer said, why don't you try sales? Went into the traditional double glazing home improvement sales, which I'm telling you, you learn a lot in that industry. Did that for about 4 years. Did really well. I struggled at the start. And, I was close to getting sacked, managed to get a few deals, and I did all right, kicked on and became a manager. But it's one of them industries, commission only. You can earn a few quid, but it's not long term, is it? You burn yourself out.
You buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. Right now, for every single window door that you buy, I'll give you another one, absolutely free.
Then I basically slipped on hard times. It was around 2000 and, what are we talking now, 2006 onwards. Did a few things on the side. I bought a house quite young, made a few quid on that, remortgaged it, spunked it, as you do, Northern Rock, Together Mortgage, 115% of value. So,
and there's so many people that got burnt with the Northern Rock.
I was getting letters through the post going, you can take $7,500 next month. Okay, I'll have that. I'm young, redo the house again.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoyed myself too much. Slept into a bit of depression, and I think it was depression. Partying too hard, drugs, drinking, all that kind of thing. And sorted myself out in the end, though. And it was dark days. And the recession hit. Couldn't get a job. I didn't want to go back into direct sales. My head wasn't right. Went into B2B sales. Finally sorted myself out. Got a job selling Google advertising.
Yeah.
You're right. And in 2009, 8, so around that time. It wasn't as big now, is it? It's like things have changed. So he taught me about analytics and PPC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyed it. Sorted myself out. New suit, had a company car. Got sacked after 6 months because I didn't really get on with the manager. Yeah. So then I moved on to Office Depot. Got a job there as an account manager. Learned about stationery. And I tell you what, it's a sexy subject. Yeah. So don't get me turned on today. It's changed my life, to be fair. Yeah.
So what was that then? You were seeing the actual order values for stationery, and you thought?
No, because I learned the Google thing, got sacked. That was advertising, but I learned about prospecting. Just that kind of B2B market. I've got the direct sales background, so I've got a bit of sales and psychology. I've learned. Went into stationery B2B, quite a low paid job, but you realise by being in that business, the sustainability, the recurring income, people reorder. Everyone buys stationery, don't they? Yeah. So that kind of triggered alarm bells. Went Christmas party, got sacked from that job.
What did you do?
Got pissed.
I can see there's a theme here with your
look, let's not go into that.
Alcohol and not getting on with your managers.
No, I didn't get pissed in the first one. I was
sober.
Right. I just didn't get on with her. She was hard work. I was in Leicester. We had an office in Birmingham. Tell me to go to the office on a Friday at 3 in the afternoon. What's the logic behind that?
I'm in the pub.
Well, okay. Then anyway, so what happened was I got sacked from Office Depot. And then because of the stationery, I got offered a job selling promotional goods, stationery, printed stationery. Yeah. Joined the company, a small company in Leicester, still going now. And basically what happened was, and this is what changed my life, I did really well, very quickly. And I did a big job and quite a bit of commission. And they decided not to pay me the commission.
Yeah.
And it totally fucked my head, right? So I thought to myself, I've got stationery, recurring income, printed, branded, it's a varied job. And I've got the Google. Why am I cold calling? Get them to come to me. Yeah. And obviously in 2020, everyone does that. In 2010, 2009, they didn't. Yeah. Not as much. And I just made that decision to start my own business. I've always wanted to do that anyway. Went on company formations 24/7, paid like 20 quid. And I thought, well, limited company, I ain't got a clue.
Yeah. yeah. That's how you learn though, isn't it? You're not going to learn like this stuff from going to a course and doing a 2-day seminar. It's like through experience.
I feel, I know you have this anti-seminar, and I agree with you, but I think sometimes it can motivate you to give that start.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy to say on camera, I had liposuction like 18 months ago, but I lost 3 stone after.
Yeah.
Because it gave me that kick to kind of, and that's totally different than business.
Yeah,
but it does, it gives you a kick, doesn't it? And I think, but I don't want to pay 500 quid to go to a seminar, you know?
What's mad is the reason why you left your old business was commission. They promised you something and then they didn't pay you and you left.
It was
the same as me.
And I'm not bothered. Was it really?
So I was working for a company doing really, really well, and they promised if I achieved something, they'd pay me a certain amount of money.
Right.
I achieved that thing, and then they tried to pay me half. And it just made me think, like, come on now, I've helped you build your business, because that was a startup. I've helped you build your business, and you want to try and fuck me over for a few hundred quid.
I don't even know whether they're going to even watch it because they're still trading now. But, you know, end of the day, it lasts life. But it's all factual. The fact is that I sold a job for the NHS. It was a £32,000 profit job. I got a certain amount of commission on it, came back, and then one of the directors said, oh, I've been working on that, just to try and not pay me the commission. Yeah. Thinking I am some kind of, well, you know, dickhead. I was like, hold on, I've earned money in the past. This is stupid. I'm not. Yeah,
exactly.
It's my dough. And literally that moment, I was like, this is stupid. I went home and thought, hold on. It's quite a varied industry. It's just stable margins, recurring. Why not? You know? And I thought I'd combine the Google. So then I didn't want to do it on my own. So my best mate, and we're still, you know, extremely close. I said, do you want to start a business together? And again, fast forward of about 3 or 4 months, he got a job in America, and I had to buy him out. So he put 1,500 quid in, I think, it wasn't a lot of money anyway. And I bought him out straight away with the company, you know, what cash we had.
So who came up with the name?
I'm not saying that camera, am
I? So everything branded?
Yeah, no, we just did a lot. Just nothing behind it. Just domain searches, and it will become available. So,
your tagline is, you will brand everything. Is that true?
Our name says it all. We brand everything, yeah.
So I'm going to play a game with you now. Would you brand this? Have you branded a sex toy?
I've just branded a set more condoms. Is that the same? No, it's not.
Safe sex. Everything branded promotes safe sex.
Safe sex. There's NHS.
There's good things. Dildo.
Dildo. No, but I must admit it's
butt plug. Nuclear warhead. Would you brand a nuclear warhead?
I wouldn't do nuclear. I would go butt plug. Butt plug's not a problem. But you know what the problem is though? The thing is, I'm all about branding area. So then you cross the line if it's that big and there's a bit. You know, how big is the butt?
Yeah. Well.
You know,
different sizes, different needs. I suppose.
Are you blushing? Is it something you're quite familiar with?
Well, you're looking at my chin while saying the word butt, so it's making me feel a bit nervous there. So what about Leicester City fan? Would you brand Derby's stadium?
If they didn't,
if the price is right.
Yeah. Everything's got a price within reason.
Nottingham Forest shirt sponsor?
Oh, God's sake, no. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
You'd get some pelleters for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's we've got the office is central Leicester, isn't it, near the ground, so that'd be dangerous.
So I heard that you started with a phone and a laptop. So it was what was it?
Free. My laptop was free with a mobile phone. Remember, we used to get free laptops. Yeah.
So is that how you started the business?
Yeah. So I did just like a dressing gown, just nothing. I had nothing. I started it, then invited James in, and then bought him out later on. And it was literally a matter of. I mean, I've done it a lot. I'm sure loads of startups have done this. I had no dough. Yeah. But we managed to get together a shit website, and I wish I had a photo of it because it was embarrassing. But you know, you're so proud of it. And then I just did text ads because obviously know Google Shopping then. Yeah. Did text ads, got say 7 inquiries for like £50 a lead. You know, losing money straight away. And I got a job, managed to get them paying me up front. Used that, remarketed it again. Got 10 inquiries, 20 inquiries, and luckily, I negotiated with the supply chain to kind of help me grow the business, really. Yeah. And they still do now. They're fantastic.
So what
and just putting all the money back in. And now the worst thing is, if I hadn't have got more inquiries, say a month or 2 months later, I would never have been able to pay the bills, would I? Yeah. It was a gamble for me, but it did work, and I was quite confident.
We say that with our business. We say that we were so hungry, we didn't have anything, and it was. If we didn't get the orders in, we would have to shut up shop.
I have this argument with salespeople, right? You know what? When you've got £250,000 wage bill a month to pay, they don't realise I'll start the month in debt. We all do, don't we? Yeah. They ain't got a clue. They think stress have locked in a deal. Well, guess what? You've got people's careers, houses, mortgages, kids have been coming on. Yeah. It changes your whole life.
I don't think people realise that. I don't think people, especially when they're starting their own business, I don't think necessarily they realise. Sometimes I'd say being in a job is less stressful and is easier to deal with than actually running your own business.
The thing is, back in the day, I was up at 4. I was adding products. I was doing my meta titles, my descriptions, meeting suppliers. It was 24/7, but I was live, breathing it, dreaming it. You know, that's what you do. And I think anyone who wants to start their own business, and I've said this at other things, is you just have to be not a lot passionate. It's obsessed, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to be, or you won't make. But understand, right? If you're a sole trader, do you want a cottage? Do you want a lifestyle business, or do you want to be a global, or what do you want?
Yeah.
Because you've got to understand, you know, we'll talk about negatives later, I'm sure, but the fact is, when you get to a certain level, you become a pawn in your own business anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at a point in my business, and we're growing at a good rate, is that I can't even downsize.
Yeah.
You know, we've got 150,000 UK customers, 50,000 in America, plus Canada and other countries. It's like, well, I can't go, do you know what, let's get rid of staff. The phones will be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's a good position to be in, but I'm trapped now.
So you've gone from what, a mobile phone contract and a loan?
500, well, I've got 500 quid, I had about 500 quid, roughly, yeah.
And now the business is worth how much?
It's not worth, is it? I wish it was.
Yeah.
No, we just, our audit account's getting done now, 24 million turnover.
So from 500 quid to 24 million?
Yeah, we'll do,
crazy.
you know, we're confident, good forecast this year. Well, could buy the business 24 million. And we should do 33 to 37 because we're launching e-commerce into a couple more territories. On
paper, then, you are the sort of poster boy for working class. You know, you've been in the military, you've had struggles financially, you've then gone.
Still got financial struggles, you know. And the day you grow a business,
it's different.
And,
people don't realise that though, do they?
No, they haven't got a clue. The thing is, it's like, you know, I was actually earning more money probably 4 years ago with half the size company because less credit. You know, I've got companies now, like any business, the UK consumer, credit hungry. American consumers different. Well, obviously you learn about your different consumers. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
Yeah.
But it's very frustrating when you're sitting with your auditors, you know, and they're saying, oh, you're doing really well. And we are making stacks of money on paper. But guess what? In the bank we're not, you know, because that's how it is. But at the same time, we're still a strong brand. You know, the business is rock solid. It's just, it's frustrating.
So what's happened
it slows your growth, not having that. The thing is, so we've got to rein our growth. We've got forecast investment. I can't do it because I can't raise dough because of it's all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all linked in.
But on the outside, people say you're doing really well for yourself. And do you think that's like the perception and the reality? Like, what's the real cost? So people think if you make all this money, then all your problems are going to go away. What have you found since?
I've learned you start a business, you employ your mates. As you do, you know, you don't got a clue. So, would you fancy a job? What do you do? I'm a digger. I'm a construction worker. Okay, you can sell, can't you? Come well, work with me, you know. Yeah. And then you grow, and they don't want to grow with you. They move on, and you evolve as a business from sole trader to 5 people, 2 people. You know, I think we had 160 on the payroll last month. And in fairness, I could take more on today, but I can't get. It's hard to get good people, as we all know. And then you know, you lose friendships. This is the negative side of business. You know. Your relationship takes a knock-on effect. It's because it is very, very hard.
But they argue.
It's your choice. And I'm not after no praise. My life's all right. I'm not moaning. Bills are paid. It's not champagne. It's water. Yeah. But you know, hopefully in the future.
But they'll say you've changed. But would you say they've not changed with you, and you maybe need to cut your circle of friends and who you associate with and who you hang around with as you go, or will the real ones stay with you? But
that's the decision you have to make in it in friendship groups. It's like. Yeah. Back in my dark days of going out and partying, I don't hang around with them people no more. They're not going to benefit me. They'll be just leeching off me, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But that's their choices. You just got to make.
So would you say that was linked to how you are, your personality, and being an entrepreneur? Do you think? Can you do both?
Yeah, I mean, my problem personally is. I want it now. I'm impatient. I'm never content. Are you the same? You know, I wish I was more content in life because I'm always trying to do something.
Yeah, I say this. It's so
weird.
When
Bitcoin came along, I was buying Bitcoin, selling this, but you know, and a property I've had that, and you bought and flipped it and all that. You know, why? It's just carry on with your core business.
I've met so many people doing this, and I would say there's one thing that they all seem to have in common. It's like they're not content. They use whatever this is to occupy them. It's like you're going for 100 million, aren't you? This is like
we've got. I mean, again, numbers are numbers.
But why isn't it like? Why is it?
I don't know. I know the market. Like our American business, $23 billion market. We did $40 million first proper year, and that's fastest growth in most distributors in their thing. Profitable, you know, exciting. But I know when you get in. How can you put it? Marketing. You get an X amount of people ask for something and you can't service it. You've got demand, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you've got demand, you might as well expand. However, some people go, why? Just chill. I want to expand and grow, create more jobs, you know, and it's all good. And it's
so is there like a figure or a size that would actually make you happy, and you can, or do you think you'll never be that?
I don't know. No, it's numbers, because my life's good now. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy business. I enjoy, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, end of the day,
I know if I'm not busy doing something, my head's quite a dark place, and that's the loudest voice, and I need to keep occupied with.
Well, we were talking earlier about fidget cubes and fidget spinners. I think that I need that all the time. I should have it now, because I'm always thinking, and it's like, you just do. I think it's like, I mean, I'm part of the Peter Jones Foundation, right? I work with them and young entrepreneurs and stuff. And he actually doesn't believe that you're born with this kind of entrepreneurial thing. I don't even like the word, but, you know, I think you are. I mean, I've always been.
Well, I've heard people say it's in your DNA, so do you not think that?
I'm convinced it is, yeah. He doesn't. He thinks you actually are kind of trained or whatever, but I think you are. I think you are. You're born with this kind of wheeler dealer, del boy. I know, I'm sure families help that as you grow up as well.
Yeah.
But I just like the chase of the sale, don't you? You know, the close the deal. Yeah. When I was in double glazing home improvements, walk in someone's house, and then 2 hours later they sign a contract for 13 grand of a conservatory, and you know it's a good company. You're not doing nothing dodgy. I did take one grandma to the cash point for a deposit, but that's, you know, she wanted a nice.
Of course, she did. Yeah.
She did. Anyway, but there's that buzz, isn't there? You know, you go out there and you've done a sale.
So are you trying to find that then? Do you think? Even now, so like, because really, did you need to go to America? Because was it Las Vegas?
No, what happened to the American thing came out really weird. I don't chase awards. We never even enter them. I don't turn up. You know, everyone's just selling tables, isn't it? Majority of the time, even though. But then nowadays, the business now is probably, we might look at try and go for a few as we, you know, grow.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was just too much crap. So, but we did win an award, voted by the suppliers, won Distributor of the Year, the top one as well.
Yeah.
Went to the awards, and it was genuine, and because I know that one. And they said to us, "Why don't you try the American market, because they're affiliated?" And I was like, "Really? You know, I've got sociology CC at GCSE, but I do know the market, and I do know how we market our business model is strong." So went over there, trade show, met suppliers, realised size of market. Came home, tested it, and I burnt money. I thought, you know what, launch the website, burn some dough, see if we've got demand, see if we work, the algorithm kicks in, and we had that many inquiries. I thought, that's it, bang. We had 2 people in office. Now we've got an office in Las Vegas, just about to expand to like about 65 people when I find the right people. And it is literally, that market's amazing. You know,
split your time with Las Vegas and
I did
Leicester.
last year. Yeah, I did 5 months over the year last year. And the
that nearly kill you.
Yeah, Martin.
I've seen some of your content on your YouTube channel.
Because we decided to open our head office in Vegas. Yeah, well, I wanted to document it. My biggest regret was the fact is I've not got anything when I started the business, and I want to look back and say, at the end of the day, that's how you started with nothing. You know, I know it's not like starting from nothing, because we've got a bit of the team behind us, but it was, we landed in Vegas with like a toothbrush top pocket, and I thought, right, well, we're going to stay here for 10 weeks. Let's meet this. We went IKEA for desks, computers, met an IT guy. We got a local recruitment agents, burn a bit of dough, get a few staff, you know, get set up. The ultimate goal for that is to go e-commerce, right? But we always will need account managers, because people still need service in what we do, because it's printed stuff, and it's a service-driven industry as well. So will
companies in America order different things in the UK?
Massively, yeah. And we also had a lot of the American consumer is different, right? I've said this before, right? The UK, the white van man starts business, magnetic sign, big pen.
Yeah.
American van man is cap. They love it.
Oh, really?
And but why don't we embrace brand more in this country? Because some of the people, they be proud of your business. You know, if you start a business, you create jobs, pay tax, or whatever you do, you should show off your logo, be more professional. And I mean, honestly, you know, people do. You know, I practice it at work. We brands everything for us, but the American consumer, they love it.
Yeah,
they love it, and you go Disney. How much merchandise at Disney World?
They're more over the top there, though, aren't they? Just as a personality, anyway. As a nation, they're a bit.
But you got. I've learned in the last 2.5, 3 years is that America is not. It's multiple countries in one big pot.
Also, think a bit like Europe, really.
So we opened in Nevada. The reason I opened in Vegas, I had a bucket list idea. Met a guy. I went to Necker Island with Richard Branson. Spent 5 out of 7 days with him. Met a guy on there. And he says, "What are you doing there?" Because he's American, still best friends with him. open up in Vegas. You're like, who opens an office in Vegas? You don't, do you?
No.
It's, you know, I've been on the.
You wouldn't get any work done.
I've been on the piss there as a lad, you know, with the lads and that. But I've not been. You won't think business, but actually, you go there and think, oh my God, it's huge.
Yeah.
You know, and it really is. The land's cheap, cost of living's cheaper, and literally that holiday has been paid for multiple times over because we've expanded the American brand because the cost base is lower.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
really weird.
You want to save money? Go to the Necker Island.
Which is
what a stupid, you know, analogy. But yeah, that's what happened, mate. Yeah. So it was.
So would you say Richard Branson is one of the best examples of?
I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan of his. I think I like his screw it, let's do it. You know, his mantra of like, let's just what does he say? Obviously, look after your staff first, then your company after. But also the fact that, you know, if someone gives you an opportunity, say yes and work out later. Yeah. You know, that sounds a bit bad, but it's true, isn't it?
Do you feel like you've done that then to be as successful? You've said yes to things that you weren't sure if you could do. Because I always think like, well, we can work it out later. We'll find a way to make it work. Yeah, but
I'm always direct, honest. You know, we've taken jobs on that we're a bit like, oh, can we do that? But at the same time as I wouldn't take it if we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We've got such a great supply chain globally that we'll always, very rarely we won't deliver a job, you know, on time.
Yeah.
But obviously at the moment we've got stuff out of our control, like the virus and stuff, and things get delayed. But I've made my own luck, you know. Everyone has. You work hard, but I've not hit my personal challenges, my personal goals anyway.
Would you say the working hard then is what underpins all your success?
Oh yeah, everyone's grafted. Yeah, let's be honest. Every single person I've met in business, better than me. You know, people that sold multi-million-pound businesses. I've got friends who've got huge companies through networking and just going to events and stuff. And every single one of them, I don't think there's one person. I'm sure you're the same. You know, you have people on this.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has grafted, right? I've got my mate of mine. I won't say his name, but he started with a £200 car and he's flipped it and he's now 150 million turnover.
Yeah.
Amazing guy, salt of the earth, multi-millionaire, but a great guy. And he's literally started from 200 and he still goes to work now. He's just passionate, loves what he does.
See, this is kind of what is the problem with, you know, like my Contreprenuer stuff. It's like, because I know from everybody I've met that's successful and the various levels of success.
What do you class as success though? Because I said this to someone the other day that I've got no children.
Yeah.
Are you successful? Are you successful going home to 2 kids and you've got like a normal job, or are you successful because you drive a Ferrari or something?
Yeah,
what is success?
It's interesting. So I would say it's subjective, but I would say there are what society would deem as a certain level of success. So obviously
monetary success on paper or whatever.
Yeah, I'm talking about that type of success. But don't get me wrong. Like I would think it'd be successful for me personally if I was just happy, because I'm quite miserable about a lot of things. But I think like that's being successful. And if it is only working 3 days a week and seeing your kids and being able to pick your kids up from school, I get like that is deemed a success by a lot of people, and that probably is a success. But I'm talking in terms of finances, and this is.
But can I just go into like your situation, right? So you've got a few quid in the bank, right? You know, and the fact
lot less than I started off with. Yeah.
Well, I've seen some of the investments online, but I'm just saying. Is that you're not going to sit back and put your feet up, are you? And I don't think I would ever do that.
Yeah, but I think that is because I need to do that rather than, you know, it's weirdly, I have got probably issues that I need to address or deal with in my head and how I feel about things. And I find it easy to distract myself rather than deal with them. And that's kind of what I was going about with the money. I think really it can be amplified when you've got money and time on your hands, I would say. So
you imagine me when I started this company 10 years, it's our 10th year, God's sake. Started the business. I've gone from being on benefits. You know, I remember getting a bus and I like to sign on to get 75 quid a week, you know, and just everything's going to rat shit, and the house got repossessed a lot, right? And then I met my wife and I moved in, or my ex-wife moved in, and things like kind of changed in that direction with a bit of focus. But the fact is, you've gone from that, and then you start a business, and it starts growing, and you've got no financial background, you've got no accountant, you don't know what P&Ls are, you don't know management accounts, what's the company org chart, you know, you just want to sell because that's what your skill set is.
Yeah.
And then what happens is someone pays you 10 grand up front, and you think, oh, I've got 10 grand. That's like £1 billion when you've had 75 quid a week.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and then, so there was times like the first 3 years, I reckon, if I look back, God's sake, how are we here now? You know, because I was stupid. It's new money, innit?
Yeah.
And you just think you've got all this money. It's not your money.
Do you ever get imposter syndrome? Because like you were saying there, like, you know, when you were getting 10 grand up front and you weren't sure how it was going to work, do you ever get that now where you think like, I'm just a lad, how have I even ended up here?
I ain't got a clue. I'm like, I say, the thing is, I go, and all the staff that know me, I'm so sometimes too down to earth with them. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a pawn in the business now, aren't I? You know, you know, I really believe my business will go to 100 million turnover, right? Because I know the market's there. It depends if I really want to grow it over the next 4 years or whatever. We're opening countries. We know the market. We've got the supply chain. The only thing that's going to stop me is cash flow and I suppose energy, innit? You know, because the market's there. But and my senior team and the guys and even the sales guys who are doing great, they all know the plans. They're all busy. You know, the phones are ringing and we look after our customers. But I still look around. You just, you know, you're playing pool with, I don't know, you don't want to be up your own arse, do you? It's just...
Yeah, well, sometimes I just think...
You don't look after them. They'll walk out tomorrow. I'm on the streets. You know, I'm not going to answer 10 phone calls at once.
Yeah.
Don't give me any ideas.
So say if you then hit your 100 million, like what do you want to do? Do you want to sell the business? Like what's actually after you've done all this?
I don't know. The number don't mean nothing, to be honest. I didn't like it. Don't mean no. I just said that, you know. But it's just, you get to a stage in your life where you think, right, 10 years, how far? I can't, you know, I'm probably out of my depth now with the business, to be honest. Passionate, you won't beat that. I know the marketing, I know the market, I know my supply chain, I know my kind of vision, you could call it. I know where we're going with the company. But I'll get to a point, I'm sure, where I'm like, oh, I've had enough now. Time to sell the company or whatever I do with it, or maybe manage. I don't know, there's loads of ideas. But at the moment, I'm enjoying it. While you're enjoying it, why bother stop?
Are you happy then?
I am the happiest I've ever been as a business owner, personally, business. Yeah, I am.
So I've noticed you're raising your profile and stuff at the moment. I've seen stuff on LinkedIn but I also saw you on The Secret Teacher. How did that come about? How did they even approach you?
That was it was crazy. So I decided, I think you need to start. I've got, you know, I suppose I've got a backstory. Everything I say is real, you know. I was on my arse and we've done well. We've created jobs, etc. And then locally you get a bit of press because you're creating jobs, new big office, you know. And then the Daily Mail did an article on me and Channel 4 were doing just trying to get people on a TV show and they just contacted me direct. It was totally out of the blue. It was sent to info actually and I thought it was spam. So I don't see that, and then forwarded to me and I said, oh, what? And then they auditioned me, obviously check you out. Enhanced DBS check, by the way.
Oh, was it? Well, I know a online entrepreneur that didn't get picked for the show, and he said it was because of his public school background.
I know exactly who you're speaking about.
But as a joke, I said that sounds like a cover story for a failed CRB.
I did actually see that comment as well.
Yeah, good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I do know what you're talking about. But the thing is, it's an opportunity, and I thought, right. First and foremost, it's you're opening yourself up to a lot of stress because, you know, trolls and all that because you're going to be on the TV.
I was going to ask that. Did you get a lot of shit? Did you get?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't read comments. I probably did. I don't care really. You know, I'm still. You know, I mean, it was real. You know, and today the people on the show get looked after, or they have been looked after. And I did throw myself into it. Everything was legit. There was nothing staged, and I've probably gone further than the show was. I mean, well, they didn't feature half of the stuff. No, more than 90% of what happened. You know, I paid for the staff room to be renovated because the staff room was a fucking cesspit. And I thought, how can you have staff here? They were doing interviews for this school in the staff room, which had mould. I mean, down the road, there's a brand new school. So I said to the head, I said to Robin, I said, look, you need to, if you're going to interview people, you've got to have this done up. And they, well, we can't be seen to do the staff room when there's no textbooks. So I said, right, well, tell you what, I'll send my building team down here and we'll do a bit of a refurb and we've done that, but that didn't get featured. But that's fine because it still has helped the school. Yeah. And then I set a challenge for the prom. I said, look, you need to raise money for the prom. The school can't pay for it. Why don't we do a challenge? Because I joined the prom committee. Why don't we do that and say that I was a bit wrong because I did a whiteboard presentation and I said to the girls and the guys who are running this prom, I said, right, next time you come in, you've got no dough, you need a good prom. We all want, you want your donut wall, you want the photo booth, you want this, don't you? Cost dough. So when you come to school tomorrow, look at every member of student as a cash. Yeah. £50 ticket, £50 ticket, £50 ticket. And didn't get featured. And I was really proud of my presentations to these kids because they went out and they raised it and the deal was you raise 750, I'll triple it. And they had a great prom and it went down really well. But they also learnt a little bit from that, and I really enjoyed it because it was good. And then there was a kid as well. We sorted his design lessons out as well because he was struggling. Really nice kid called Joe. A really nice kid. I went to the rugby work with him actually, with his dad, and watched it. And but he's just, again, not academic. So I said, look, why don't we'll give you a telephone, you can speak to our head designer, I'll get you all the kit, learn graphic design, and that's your career path. We did it, weren't featured, but he's doing well. Yeah.
So why was it that school? Did you have any affinity to that school? Was that your old school?
No, so it had to be further away because people might know you locally.
Yeah.
And they come and auditioned, and it was about 30 working days. I didn't realise how much work this was. This is like, you do vlogging a lot. This was staying at a hotel, waking up, and they're at your door with a camera crew.
Oh, wow.
And then it was till 8 o'clock at night, even when we're having dinner. It was everything filmed.
Yeah.
The 4 cameras in the school, sit in the corner. And at the end, I got that pissed off some days because I was just like, I'm fucking
So
knackered.
did the kids not know that you were successful? Did they think you were a teacher?
No, because they told the school that they're doing a documentary on education.
Ah, right.
Right, so basically a documentary on education, and they want to bring someone in to learn about it, like a supply teacher who wants to be a teacher. And it was fine. Until one of the teachers got the union rep in and was panicking because I was in the classes helping the kids and I wasn't doing a great job because I ain't got a clue, especially maths. I can't do that. So she got the union rep in. They called a meeting with the director, obviously off camera. I might get in trouble for saying this or whatever. And they said basically, we're worried about Paul. Why are you not using a real teacher? Because it's making the school look bad. the director's like, oh yeah, this is genuine meeting. He's like, oh, can't really say. And the headmaster knew. And oh god, luckily when we had a good feedback. And I'm going down to see the school soon actually.
Yeah.
And we've got the box at Leicester. And we invited half the good football team lads that have done well at education. We invited them down for the Tottenham Leicester game. Yeah. With Ewan, who was on the show as well. So they came. They're coming next season as well. So, but it was just random, totally random. Yeah, just go down there but it was so much. Honestly, it was over 3 months. So it could have been 2 days a week. Then they edit it. Then they go into school and they see what. Oh god, it was a lot. Yeah. And in hindsight, I wouldn't have done it again. I hate to say it. I know we've done a great, and I'm great. I've met some of the kids. Like Louis, fantastic. His family are great. He came worked for the company, lived in Leicester. He's learned amazing. He's come from an area where it's tough. Yeah. Come to us, and I do believe that if he hadn't to come, he might have gone a different path. But he's gone away with life skills and business skills. He's now back down south. Going to help him get a job and driving lessons and stuff. So there's that. But ultimately, I don't think I would do it again. It was a lot. Do you not get a sense
of enormous well-being doing all that stuff? You must do, wasn't you?
But then you get it's an ego trip, isn't it? Let's be honest, I'm not stupid. It was great. It was great. But you got to rein yourself in. The bottom line, I'm still in the office on Monday and selling pens.
Yeah.
So and it's a mindful. You've gone from a teacher. Actually, while that was on, I had an event in London, black tie, proper nice event, and I think 2 days ago I'm walking around with kids and I'm just dressed up walking down this premiere thing we did. It was amazing. Your mind, and I was thinking about being a teacher. I'm not going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
We had one teacher, fantastic guy, right? And I feel bad because I forgot his name now. He was the English teacher who was featured on the show actually, right? Absolute amazing guy. Honestly, he volunteered to do stuff that you don't see on the show. He was just really passionate about what he did. And he'd gone away. I feel bad. And if you're watching this, I apologise. But he went away and he researched on me becoming a real teacher. And they came in with he'd been online, he'd typed it up. And
putting all that work to help
And I'm like, and they're filming it from a distance in the room going, oh mate, that's amazing. I really am considering it and all this. And I'm like, I felt well, but he'd proper researched it.
Light into a nice guy.
Yeah, and I had to reveal to him later in the staff room and he was like, I think he felt a bit bad, but...
So,
but you know what? I've got to say, the education system's totally, for what it did teach me is it's fucked. Totally. It's ruined. They've got no money at all, And one thing is with, I'm never going to be preach, I'm never going to be an ambassador for education because I wasn't great. But the schooling goes 6 or 7 miles down the road, brand new school, get 12 grand a year more because they're in the London allowance.
Yeah.
Why would you ever work for a school which looks like shit and you get 12 grand more? So they had such a turnover of staff. It was actually about 20 miles, to be fair. And I worked that out and I said, what they should do, the government, they should stagger this 12,000 by postcode to give someone, because you just move, wouldn't you? Brand new school, 12 grand more or 20 grand more or whatever it is. Yeah. It really, really affected the school because there's kids in there that had like 4 teachers in a year. You're never going to get consistency.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, that's my Political statement.
The
next one.
Know what you know now. You look back. Any regrets, or you're happy because it's all led to
Yeah, I
this
just
point?
hired the wrong people. You know, there's one particular person I won't say that probably should be in prison. They're working for me.
Say it. You know who you are.
No, I'm not going to say that. No. I've hired, and I've been very trusting, and I've made personal mistakes as well. You know, I've dealt with stress wrongly. You know, everyone does in business. I think we all have. Is it an itch in business? You're 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year. I don't know what it is. I'm luckily gone with, you know, that 10 years now, and things have never been so good, to be honest. So I'm really happy about that. But, you know, probably 4 years, maybe itches, you know, the growing pains, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and not also hiring. I said at a talk, like, know your skill set. My skill set is not an FD.
Yeah.
It's not HR. You know, why did I not understand, hire someone better than you in these departments and concentrate on your skill set?
Yeah, that's so strange because you're like the 4th or 5th person that has said that to me. Anyone that is running a successful business, the one thing is go and hire people that are better than you, or can plug all the gaps in your skill set.
Yeah, I mean, I've found that out from other entrepreneurs said online, learnt from what they've said, and I've actually sat there and gone, shit, why did I do that 4 years ago? It's true.
Yeah.
Hire someone better than you. Swallow your ego and delegate. One of the hardest things for me was to delegate. You know, Chris, our MD, you know, I do let him run the business. He tells me off because I've got to. It's his role, isn't it? And I'll go in my office and I'll do stuff like a little bit of maybe a competitor analysis, or maybe just do a little bit of, I'll even sit on the sales floor, sit next to a rep. How you getting on? Just to kind of see what they're going and see.
Taking Richard Branson as an example, he's not there actually looking at sort of pricing strategies for plane tickets and stuff, is he? He's got people that are doing that.
He's drinking cocktails on Necker Island, mate.
Necker Island. Yeah. What goes on that island?
A lot.
I just imagine it to be wanky. What are the people like that go on there?
Honestly, I promise you, it's amazing. I'm still friends with people on the island. Every single one of them met. I mean, there is one story which is hilarious. But bear in mind, at that time, we're like, I don't know, 8-7 million turnover. You know, things have gone really quick the last 4 or 5 years. And I'm in a hot tub with this guy. I don't want to say his name, but he's like a hedge fund guy. I'm not into all that, but he's that. And I said, what do you do? And he had actually invested in a website. I can't say it, but he's invested to a website similar.
So now they'll be there, like, who's got a hedge fund, who's got a website open? They invested into an online custom gifts website. Yeah. So when I said I was into what we did, he goes, brilliant market, it's just, you know, recurring income, you know, clever guy. And I said, all right, you know, got to know what's your biggest, you know, acquisition, or how did you do it? And he's the Swords Group, 3.2 billion. I was like, what? As in the waxworks?
They looked to acquire it, and he was telling me it was something like 100 million in accountancy firms just to look at the books.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, I did 7 million. I'm like, oh God. Sitting in a hot tub, I'm way out of my depth here. But, you know, whatever, it's how it is. Yeah. But I mean, I got to be honest, you know, honestly, they were all good people. Really,
did he touch you? That's what I wanted to know. What was he wearing in the hot tub? Budgie smugglers?
Yeah.
Is there a dress code there?
No, you don't get, apart from the Devil White party.
Is Branson there the whole time with you? No,
at all, never. We had 5 out of 7 days with him. I mean, I sat with him for lunch. Great, honestly, really nice guy. Really nice. They were just, and they're so down to earth.
Now we actually have one question from Banner Boy, if you're willing to take the heat and take the question from him.
Take the heat.
It is now time for a question from Jack. That's me. One question only. I branded my own T-shirt. What would you rate it on a sort of branding scale? How good do you think
that's
it is?
That's DTG in it, is it? Can I just touch it? So that's DTG, direct to garment,
right?
Which is, I mean, it's what's the message you're trying to convey? Obviously, it's there. I would say maybe smaller face, bigger brand in it, bigger brand. You know, because you're trying to promote yourself. I must admit, great print. I'm guessing we did that for you, did we?
No. That's me.
Final question. So Latch, I don't know if you watched our end of season review. Latch was from the comments, everyone's favourite person involved in the podcast. So Latch views us through the glass, and then he thinks of a question that a viewer would want to know the answer to. And we've got one question from Latch as well, if you're happy with this.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Question from
My question is this. One of the motivating factors for sort of going away on your own is, I can't work for someone else. Yeah? Every one of the entrepreneurs, it's like that was one of the defining moments. I couldn't work for someone else. there are millions of people out there in jobs they hate that can't work for someone else. What's the mechanism that made you go, no, I'm gonna branch out on my own here, rather than think I hate this but carry on?
Well, I think I've said earlier, I got sacked from 3 jobs running. So what I'm going to do, go back to benefits or give it a go? I had no choice. Yeah. I mean, in a serious note, I keep working for someone and getting sacked. I mean, where do you end? It's like, I would like a career or at least get my own business. Yeah. So for me, I was put in a position that I just can't work. I was sacked. Kept sacked 3 times in a row. So,
is there any job
boring answer, sorry, but
is there any job out of those 3 that you thought you would have been good at, or do you think really that was just lessons leading up to the point where you went on your own?
Yeah, I think the Google one would have been. I would have been if I weren't in the right headspace then. I'd just come off being on benefits, and it was my first job getting a suit. I wasn't on the right.
I've got a saying really where I say, you're not an entrepreneur, you're just unemployable. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs are just unemployable.
I am.
Really.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. I'd say the same, really. I don't think I could work for someone again because I think I'm too difficult to handle. Because I've got my own ideas about things. And
why don't I employ you and see if you can work for mine? We'll see if we're employable.
What, do job swap?
Not job swap, no. You can be
I can work for you. What, run your YouTube channel?
Oh, God, it's going to get...
Your LinkedIn presence.
Expensive now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we can negotiate on a price.
No, you're right though. Yeah, it's a good way of saying it. We are unemployable, aren't we?
I think I am, because I know.
I don't like the word entrepreneur though, because the thing is,
it's wanky as fuck, innit?
It is wanky as fuck, because the thing is, it's like, I can't give me a word why it is. It's just,
do you know what it is nowadays? And I blame the internet. I blame people like Gary Vee. Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with just being a business owner? Or it's like I'm an entrepreneur. I always used to say to people, doing what though? Tell me what you're doing. It'd be like, oh, actually, I've got a hair salon.
So it's like, an influencer on Instagram is classed as an entrepreneur. Mad, she looks pretty and sells makeup, but I don't know, as an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur, if you want that word, it's got to be someone who's started something and built it from fuck all, and just basically made mistakes. So I suppose I'd go into that remit, and I've done other things as well, tried to make, and I failed. I mean, we had a website called Let's Personalise, and I think we still own the domain name. I tried to go in the custom gifts route. Failure do I know, and again, I was spreading myself way too thin at the time. When you sell a key ring, you make £1.70, and you've got the phone ringing for where is it? It takes you 2 hours to try and find the POD, and
yeah, of course.
You need cash to do that industry. And I'm concentrating on my core business, and we've done other things online as well. So it's not like it's all been roses at all, but luckily that was actually like a brand of the business. It didn't really kind of cost us that much.
It's interesting what you said there though. You were spreading yourself too thin. Would you say to focus on something and really commit to it and become obsessed is probably one of the keys to
even like, so one of my big problems 4 years ago was saying yes to everything, and that's the thing, you do spread yourself too thin. But if you spread yourself too thin, hire someone to do them roles, don't you?
So do you think some of these entrepreneurs, like you said, especially online and stuff, do you think they're spreading themselves too thin, and that's why they're not a true entrepreneur? It's like, well, I'm doing dropshipping, I'm doing affiliate marketing, I'm doing building followers, I'm doing advertising. I think they should almost like pick one thing and become the best at it, and then look to.
But they're just chasing dough, aren't they? That's what they're bothered about.
Yeah,
they're just chasing money. Everyone knows it. It's a byproduct of success, isn't it? Supposedly.
Well, I think so. Like I always say about influencers, like what are you actually influencing and who are you influencing? Like really, fame, any of that stuff should be a byproduct of actually being good at something.
So
rather than their actual career choice. Imagine being in a careers office now and saying, I want to be an influencer, or I want to be. It doesn't make sense to me.
But at the same time, I employ a lot of young people, and they're obsessed with Instagram. I came off Instagram because I just got bored of it. 58 minutes a day on Instagram. I'm like, this has got to stop.
So would you say really then, to be successful, get off social media more and more and concentrate on doing the things that... Because I don't imagine Warren Buffett or Richard Branson, I don't imagine they're spending an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Do you reckon they'll be successful in this generation though?
I think their skill sets that they've got, they read a lot, they educate themselves, they put in the time and effort. I think they have got the skill sets or the qualities that would help you be successful in any generation. Like you said, hard work underpins everything. I think they work hard and they're naturally risk takers, even with calculated risk, by the way, not...
Yeah, well, no, it's risk and reward, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think they would be popular. It's the equivalent of saying, do you think George Best would be a good football player now? Like, it's hard to actually say 100%.
Yeah, it's like, because obviously you think to yourself back in the...
Because everyone's better now.
Stanley Matthews, right? The boots weren't as good. Yeah. The ball was harder, but he had a great...
So give him all those tools. So they probably would be as successful now because they utilise them tools. But I would say,
natural skill in here.
All those events I've ever been to, I've never seen Richard Branson selling a course. I've never seen Richard Branson sat in the audience. None of these people do the things that modern day entrepreneurs and chasing success seem to do, especially in that world. I've never seen Richard Branson saving a seat for Elon Musk or Warren Buffett saying, "Oh no, sorry, you can't sit there." But I've met the VA or the 9-to-3 mum that wants to be a dropshipping guru. Yeah, well, it's like a different kind of person that's there.
As we were speaking earlier about, I was in Vegas the other day, wasn't I? So went to, we've got a new office opening there. So I had a couple of meetings, but I went to Tyson Fury fight, but the 10X conference was there.
Yeah.
And we were talking, weren't we, about the merchandise, because there was people, because it was a big one in Mandalay Bay. 10X, right? I know you're not a big fan of Grant Cardone, but at the same time, it's like the people that were wearing this merchandise were your housewives and your dad. They're not there for them. They're not going to, it's hysteria, isn't it?
Yeah, they are fans of Grant Cardone, not they are going to become successful. And I've not got a problem with Grant. I just think he isn't thinking big enough. Everyone knows like 11X is bigger than 10X, and I'm a little bit disappointed that. I mean, if you come to my GrowthCon in Warrington, the 11X GrowthCon, you'll be 100 times more successful. I don't know. 11's bigger than 10.
Can I buy
anyway.
a diamond ticket though?
Yeah.
Can I? Do I get a discount?
Of course you can, but we've only got 3 remaining.
What is it? Oh, I can't.
997.
I ain't got a card on me today, have I? So I can't.
Well, you can have a payment plan if you want. Thanks very much for coming on today, Paul. Really appreciate it.
No problem at all, mate. Thank you.
We are done.